Hello everyone, welcome into the Raiders franchise. We're going to open this one up in week 2 since week 1's games already happened when I started this file. So we are 1-0 with a win over the Broncos. The stats won't be the same, but that doesn't really matter. Let's take a look at our starting offense. We have Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback. Honestly, he's not a long-term answer. He's somebody I'll replace. At running back, we have Josh Jacobs. He's an X factor. I can't wait to use him. Receiver, we got Davante Adams. Got him a little up in the air. He's amazing, but I'm not sure if he's going to match our timeline before he starts regressing. I'm also going to use Mr. Hurricane's progression and regression sliders, so that'll make it a little bit different and make it to where somebody like him who's a little older might not match our timeline, but I don't anticipate getting rid of him right away, even with the Derek Carr drama and stuff like that. At number 2, we have Jacoby Myers. He's good. I don't expect him being a big issue. They just signed him to a 3-year deal. He'll never be a star, but he'll be all right. At tight end, we have Michael Mayer. We're excited about him. And then across the O-line, we have a lot of work to do. Now, taking a look at this defense, Tyree Wilson's somebody we can build around, along with Max Crosby. I think he'll be all right. He's amazing. At corner, it's basically a complete rebuild minus Nate Hobbs. At safety, Mo Riggs, somebody we might be able to develop. Maybe Epps, I'm not sure. And then linebacker, they all probably need to be replaced. I don't think that's going to work out. I just don't think we're good enough at that spot. And then defensive tackle is another position we have to rebuild. We do have some younger guys like Byron Young that might be able to develop, but I'm not 100% sure and I'm not sold on that position. We could definitely upgrade there. It shows us in a 3-4. We're probably going to lean a little bit more into a 4-3. This defensive scheme might change a little bit. We'll have to see, but I'm excited to get this going. Really start rebuilding this team. We have some work to do, so I'm excited about it. We have some stars like Max Crosby and Davante Adams and Josh Jacobs, and we have some interesting young pieces in Tyree Wilson and Michael Mayer. We also have a pretty solid left tackle in Colton Miller, so that always helps. And then we also have one big question mark, and that's everything going on with Chandler Jones. For now, he's not going to play, and I'm not sure if he's going to play for us again. I'll figure that out. I'm going to give it a little bit and see what happens. This week, we're taking on the Bills. They ask us about Josh Allen, and, we just say we're going to try to stop his arm because at the end of the day, as good as he can run, we need him to be able to not pass the ball. So we're getting into our practice reps. We only end up getting silver. I'll take what I can get with Tyree Wilson, and then we ran Michael Mayer on this one, and we only got bronze. That was not a good effort right there, really, but I will get better at these as we continue to do them. Now we're using Bennett on the corner reps here, and he ends up getting silver, which is okay. If we could have picked that off, it probably would have been gold, but I'll take it. Now we're going to get into some upgrades, and we're going to start with Tyree Wilson. He has 2. That's because, honestly, I just had to sim to where we are. I turned off injuries, so no new injuries would happen. Aaron Rodgers would be out, and then I just had to pick up the XP. So unfortunately, we do have a few extra upgrades that we shouldn't have. So Tyree Wilson got 2, so did Michael Mayer. And honestly, they were both pretty good upgrades, so I'll take that. We also decided with Mayer to go vertical threat on his second one just to try to make him a little more balanced. Next up, AJ Cole, our punter. He ended up getting a power upgrade. That's all right. Now, he's not going to be hopefully that important to us. And then we have Nate Hobbs with an upgrade. We decided to go with Slot just because Slot is probably the most well balanced, so it helps him develop all around. And then we have Christopher Smith, backup strong safety. He had a pretty good upgrade there. Thayer Munford, our swing tackle, he's got a pretty solid upgrade. And then Justin Herron, another swing tackle for us. We decided to upgrade his pass protector just because it was so weak, but I don't expect him to be a part of our future, as we are finally going to get this season underway for us here in Buffalo. The away team is the Oakland Raiders, and that's our team right here. We're taking the field at Highmark Stadium, and the Bills are going to wear this all red look that I created. I used their old helmet from back in the day and their red color rush jerseys. I think it looks kind of cool. It's a little different. We're going to open up by kicking this ball away to Buffalo. And we're going to see Josh Allen on the field first as they take a knee, and they're going to start at 25-yard line. Now let's take a look at the stats for Josh Allen. He has 3 touchdowns and 1 pick, 220 yards. He went 20 of 30 to open up their season. That's a pretty solid way to begin your year as they hand it off to Damian Harris on first down, and he only goes for 1. Harris remains in the game, and they throw a quick screen out there to Gabe Davis, who has nowhere to go. That's another 1-yard pickup, so they're quickly at a 3rd and 7. Josh Allen has to drop back, and he starts to create a little bit, and he finds his man wide open over there on the sideline. That's a big gain and a first down for the Bills. So they run play action out of the pistol formation, and Allen just misses his man across the middle of the field here. So it's 2nd and long, and again, they're going to pass. They're leaning right into this pass game as he finds James Cook underneath for a solid pickup. So that's going to bring up a much shorter 3rd down as it's a 3rd and 5. Allen's looking to pass. He's feeling a little bit of pressure, and down he goes. Max Crosby, our stud pass rusher, gets to him. And look at his signature dance. You love to see it. The Raiders are going to take over and open up their season by handing it to Josh Jacobs. He had a pretty good day as we simmed the first week of this franchise file, and we're happy to see that he had 100 yards rushing, and hopefully we can continue that here as he gets another carry, and that gives him 2 carries for 22 yards to open up his season. It looks like we might even be running it again as we motion our tight end across, and we go right back to Josh Jacobs, who fights and picks up another solid 7 yards. And I think that's the way we have to play as a team this year. With Jimmy G at quarterback, we have to be a run-first team. Even though we have Davante Adams and Jacoby Myers and Hunter Renfrow, I think our best path forward is leaning on Josh Jacobs, which is why, honestly, I think we have to sign him to an extension, even if there's questions about paying a running back. But Amir Abdullah checks in, and he gets a carry here. That's a pretty big lane, but it looks like the Bills broke off the blocks and made the tackle for no gain. It looked like he had a crease there as we go and run play action off of Josh Jacobs, and down goes Jimmy Garoppolo. And of course he gets hurt. That's not shocking. Unfortunately, that's one of the biggest concerns with Jimmy G. You've seen it in real life already this season, and you're seeing it crop up in the game here as we're going to attempt a 57-yard field goal that Daniel Carlson nails. It's going to give us a 3-0 lead over the Bills here early on, but that Jimmy G injury ends up being a pulled hamstring. He'll be back in this game, but we're not going to rush him back. We'll have to go with Aiden O'Connell and see what he can do for us. But Josh Allen and the Bills take over, and he goes to Stephon Diggs down the field for a big play. That gets the Bills past midfield at the 48-yard line. They're going to run play action off of Damian Harris and get Josh Allen on the move, who throws it deep. He had Gabe Davis, but thankfully for us, he overshot him. That would have been a touchdown. It looks like on this 2nd and 10, they're going to run a screen, and they find a little bit of yardage there. They pick up probably 8, making it a 3rd and 2 or 3. So Allen's going to throw it, and he hits Stephon Diggs, who is wide open for the first down. The Bills are moving the ball easily on this drive, and honestly, that's not shocking. The biggest weakness of this defense is our secondary, and I mean, we don't really have a pass rush, but look at that, just as I'm talking crap, Marcus Peters makes a huge play on the ball and picks off Josh Allen. That's going to help us hopefully be able to get an early lead in this one with Aiden O'Connell at quarterback. As long as he can get us down the field, that might help us be able to manage the game a little better, as O'Connell was a round 4 draft pick by the Raiders this season. He's a rookie. Honestly, he had a really good preseason, which gives me hope that we might just be able to move the ball with him, and he might be able to step in and help us out in this game. His first pass went to Davante Adams for a completion on a quick screen. And then he goes to Jacoby Myers and completes another one for a big first down. He opens his career 2 of 2 for 21 yards. That's a pretty good way to start your career, as O'Connell's going to hand it to Josh Jacobs, who gets blown up by Ed Oliver on the play. There was basically no gain there. O'Connell's dropping back and throwing another screen. He has Josh Jacobs, who will fight but not quite get the first down. So it's going to be a big 3rd and 1. However, they call that a first down, which I did not expect. That caught me off guard, but I'll take it. I'm happy about it. So the first quarter comes to an end with the Raiders leading the Bills 3-0. That's not what you'd expect in this situation, but I'm happy about it. We have the ball. We're moving pretty well on this drive as we go to Jacobs to open up the quarter. However, Jacoby Myers gets hurt while out there blocking. That's a little bit of a concern for us with our lack of depth at the receiver position. So we'll have to see if we can get Jacoby back out there as Hunter Renfrow gets the catch for the first down. Aiden O'Connell's checked in. He's went 4 of 4 for 45 yards. He's been fantastic. And surprisingly, we ran him on a read option. Honestly, when I chose this play, I did not realize that's what the play call was, so that was on me. However, he misfires finally on this throw, and he missed Michael Mayer, who was wide open. And then we end up getting a false start on the next play, and honestly, you can probably blame that on the cadence change between quarterbacks. So that's going to back us up to a big 3rd and 16, and that is going to be a big challenge for a rookie quarterback. Let's see what O'Connell does. He throws it across the middle, and that was a bad decision. That was picked off by Jordan Poyer, and he's going to return it to about the 30-yard line, and that's going to give the Bills the ball back and probably help them be able to take a little bit more control in this game. That was just a rookie mistake right there. He threw it into coverage with 4 guys. Honestly, predetermined where he was going to throw it before the play began, and you can't do that, especially at this level. However, we get lucky on the ensuing drive. The Bills get called for holding on 2nd down, so that's going to back them up, and that's going to bring out a 2nd and 14, so they hand it back to Damian Harris again, and this time he has nowhere to go. So it's a big 3rd and 16 for the Bills. Max Crosby was in on that play. So they decide, let's throw a screen out there to Trent Sherfield, and he had nowhere to go. That ends up getting bottled up, and then he gets hurt on the play. We'll have to see if he's able to return in this one. I don't think he's some big play receiver for him. However, he's been in on a few gadget plays and screens, so clearly they're counting on him as the Raiders get the ball back. And look at this run by Josh Jacobs. He fought and he wanted that big play. That was an excellent first down carry, and that gave us a fresh set of downs. as O'Connell goes to Jacoby Myers, who returns to the game on the sideline, and that gets us a first down. And then we go to Josh Jacobs on the next play, and actually that is the first down, as it was a 2nd and 1 prior to that. So we look to pass here on first down. With Josh Jacobs in the zone, I don't love the decision. However, Davante Adams makes the catch and gets a first down, but he ends up hurt on the play. The Raiders have seen a ton of injuries in this game, and that's got to be real worrisome. So let's see what we can do without Davante Adams. We go to Jacobs, and he already lost his X factor. He had nowhere to go. Anthony Barr made the play. It's now a big 2nd and 12, and that play had nowhere to go. Jacoby Myers was covered well by Tre'Davious White. So now it's 3rd and 12. We decide to hand it off to Josh Jacobs, and I don't get the decision by Josh McDaniels there. However, there is a flag, so they'll probably back us up, and we'll get another shot at converting this. I don't know what McDaniels was thinking on that play. However, they end up declining it, so we just settle for the field goal. And with Daniel Carlson being a superstar kicker, he has a nice slow kick meter. That's going to mess me up. However, we didn't screw this one up. It's 6-0 Las Vegas as the Bills take back over. Damian Harris puts a nice little juke move on Robert Spillane there, and that was a beautiful 9-yard carry. So it's now 2nd and 1, and Josh Allen's going to throw quick, and that's Robert Spillane getting back at the Bills there and intercepting Josh Allen. He's down to the 36-yard line. That's going to set the Raiders up with excellent field position and give rookie quarterback Aiden O'Connell a short field, as Zamir White checks into the game, and he's going to be your back on this drive as we rotate a little bit here. He gets 4. That's a solid first carry. On the next play, he really had nowhere to go. He didn't pick anything up. So now it's 3rd and 6, and we need Aiden O'Connell to put it all in his right arm. He throws it quick, and that's Jacoby Myers converting it. Aiden O'Connell's been really good, and now you have to ask the question, can he push Jimmy G for the starting job, as he throws a screen to Davante Adams, who returns to the game, thankfully. However, on that play, we lose guard Greg Van Roten, so now we have more to worry about as Zamir White gets another carry, and that is a big gap, and he takes that all the way down to the 3-yard line with a 13-yard carry. Zamir White's shown a little bit of potential on this drive as Aiden O'Connell's going to throw it to the end zone, and that's a touchdown. Your Vegas Raiders are leading big over the Bills here. It's only 13-0, but we love to see it as the Bills and Josh Allen enter the field trailing. Their season really hasn't gone to plan as they lost week 1 to the Jets, and now they trail the Vegas Raiders, which is a team that honestly they should probably dominate, but some people question the Bills' long-term viability and if this setup will be able to work for them, and right now it looks like it's not, as Damian Harris gets a carry. That was a solid one, setting up a 3rd and 3 that Josh Allen needs here, and he will convert it. He finds his man Stephon Diggs out to the 46-yard line, so the Bills keep moving here. This Vegas defense has performed well above expectations. This is not what I expected out of them. And look at this, another big play, a fumble. However, we can't get on top of it. Rookie tight end Dalton Kincaid recovers it for the Bills and keeps their drive alive. That could have canceled all Bills momentum right there. We really missed out on big opportunity right there, as Allen's going to fire again. And look at this, he has his man Dawson Knox for the big first down. It feels like the Raiders missed a big opportunity when they didn't recover that fumble, because Buffalo's getting hot. And we know if this offense and Josh Allen starts feeling it, they're unstoppable, as he goes to the end zone, and that's a touchdown. Deontay Hardy with the touchdown there for the Bills, and that's going to make this a 13-7 game as we get ready to head into halftime. I mean, the Raiders do have a chance with 1:47 left in the half to try and score, but we don't want to do that. Aiden O'Connell nearly threw a pick on that play. He's got to be careful with the ball. We've got to be smart here because, like I said, this Bills offense is heating up as he takes a sack, so now it's 3rd and 17. He's not seeing any of the pressure, and down he goes. So with 1:30 left, the Bills get the ball back. We didn't even drain any clock off hardly, and they have excellent field positioning. Gabe Davis gets a big reception down to the 36-yard line. So now the Raiders have to worry about the Bills taking the lead as Josh Allen's on fire. He is on absolute fire right now. Dawson Knox with another reception down to the 14-yard line. And then they find Knox on next play all the way down to the 1-yard line. And honestly, this is what I expected from the Bills as we entered. And Josh Allen's going to throw on 1st and goal and touchdown. Dawson Knox made 3 beautiful plays on this drive. And the Bills are going to head into halftime with a 14-13 lead after they hit that extra point. I mean, you just can't mismanage the end of a half any more than what the Raiders and Josh McDaniels did. I mean, if you look at real life, you can see he's kind of known for it already. He bungled it up in real life. That was a big mistake. Once we missed that fumble recovery, the whole game changed. Even with momentum turned off, you could feel the momentum of this game just completely change. All the confidence was shot in this team. That was a big missed opportunity for the Raiders. And then Josh Allen, he just got on fire, which is what he does. If you can keep him out of a rhythm, you stand a chance at beating him. But as soon as he finds a rhythm with Stephon Diggs, Dawson Knox, and Gabe Davis, that Bills team is almost unstoppable. So it was a big ending of the half for the Bills. Now the Raiders need to try to respond and quell this momentum just a little bit and see if they can possibly get control of this game again. As we're going to begin the half with the ball, and we do take it out of the end zone with Tucker, and he's only going to get out to about the 21-yard line. You'd like to see a better return, but hey, it is what it is. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to return to the game. I kind of thought about leaving Aiden O'Connell in, but I think Garoppolo gives us a better chance right now. As we go to Josh Jacobs to open up the half, we are leaning into this running game, which I mean is 100% our game plan. And then look at this mistake by Jimmy Garoppolo. He threw an interception. We tried hitting that out route to Jacoby Myers one too many times. Tre'Davious White knew what was coming and he made a play on it. So once again, the Bills with momentum take over, and look who it is. Gabe Davis and Josh Allen hooking up for a big gain down to the 9-yard line. They decide this time to hand it off to Damian Harris, and that didn't work, which has been a strength for us. I got to give our D-line credit. The Bills haven't been able to move the ball on the ground really at all, which honestly isn't a strength of theirs to begin with, but I like to see our D-line stepping up. As they go again to Damian Harris, and look at that. Nowhere to go. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and goal for the Bills from the 8. Let's see if we can get a stop. And look at that. We do, only because of a drop. We didn't do anything right there. Stephon Diggs just didn't hold on to it. He was wide open in the end zone. So luckily for us, it ends up being a field goal, making this a 17-13 game. So that turnover only led to 3. Let's see if Jimmy G can turn his afternoon around and if he can get us back on track in this one. And honestly, it's more Josh Jacobs than him, but he has to control the ball and not make decisions like this. He threw that interception, and it was just a poor decision right there. I don't know what you're thinking or what he's seen on that. The Bills again have a short field, and this just smells like a disaster right here brewing for the Raiders, as the Bills are all the way down to the 5-yard line following that reception by Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen looking to pass, and look at that. It's already another touchdown. That's Gabe Davis. The Bills are extending their lead up to 24-13, and what's worse is that's 24 unanswered points, and Jimmy G, he might even be worse than that. He's 1 of 3 for 5 yards and 2 interceptions. That's a disastrous way to begin this franchise file for him. I don't expect him to be our long-term answer at quarterback anyway, but I expected a little bit more than that, as he's now down to 1 of 4, and it's 3rd and 4. Let's see if he can help us out here, and he does. He finds Jacoby Myers, who can't hold on. So now he's 1 of 5, and we're going to have to punt it back to the Bills, who are white hot right now. I don't know if our defense can stop them. And honestly, I don't know that we have any hope of being able to come back in this game. But we got to try it as Gabe Davis gets a reception here. I mean, it shows we really need to invest in our secondary as you're watching this. I mean, it's just... look at this. Everybody's wide open. Luckily, that fell incomplete, but that man was wide open. Josh Allen just missed him. So now it's 3rd down, and look at this. Allen has Stephon Diggs wide open, and he drops it. That's the 2nd time in this game he's dropped a wide open pass on 3rd down. Or, I guess the other one was in the end zone. It wasn't quite 3rd down. But still, that's a big mistake, and that's really the only reason that Buffalo's been stopped in this game. So now, we get the ball back. We get a penalty, of course, to open up our drive. We still decide to hand it to Josh Jacobs, and he picks up 3 yards. So we have to go empty with Jimmy G. And look at this. He throws it into tight coverage to Josh Jacobs. Tre'Davious White is in the zone. You don't want to test him right now. And then Garoppolo gets pressured up the middle by Ed Oliver, and down he goes. The Bills have us at a 4th and 26, and of course, we have to punt it back to them, and they're up around midfield as they begin this drive. And with an 11-point lead, you know they want to get another touchdown, or at least a field goal on the board to extend it up to 14. On 2nd down, they hand it to Damian Harris, and although that's not an impressive run, it might be the most costly run for this defense, as Nate Hobbs goes down with an injury. That worries me. He's one of our best corners. And they go ahead and just convert it to Stephon Diggs on 3rd down and get themselves a fresh set of downs. And we find out that it's a dislocated hip for Hobbs. That means he's probably going to be out for a while, so I'm quite worried about that. I don't know how long that injury will be. I think in real life, though, that's probably a season ender. Being that it's a video game, we might get lucky and it's a little bit shorter than that. I'm just not convinced that it's going to be. I'm really worried that Nate Hobbs was probably lost for the season on this play. and that's a rough one to have happen to us. And then we follow it up with another injury to Bilal Nichols. We'll have to see. Our D-line just lost a pretty impactful player for us. As this drive continues with a 3rd and 10, looking to try to stop the Bills, and we can't do it again. It's Stephon Diggs. That's the second 3rd down he's converted on this drive for the Bills. Josh Allen feeling a little bit of pressure there, actually underthrows Gabe Davis, so we got lucky. And we do find out that the injury to Bilal Nichols was a dislocated wrist, so his day's over. I don't know how many weeks he'll end up missing either. It's another 3rd down for the Bills though, but this time Josh Allen misses Dalton Kincaid, so we managed to hold him to a field goal and make this a 14-point game, which, I mean, isn't good, but it maybe helps us stay in it. And then you see that could be a pretty impactful injury for the Bills, as their kicker went down with an injury on that play. I don't know what happened to him. It's his arm. Maybe he could kick. I don't know though. We'll see if he returns to the game. However, as we take over with the ball, you can see Tre'Davious White jumps that out route for the second time, and that's another Jimmy Garoppolo pick. What a big mistake on our behalf. I can't believe that I made that same mistake right to Tre'Davious White again. That was just bad decision making on my behalf, and probably puts us out of this game with the Bills so close to scoring. That's just a disappointing way to begin our season. I mean, it's technically week 2, but it's how we begin our franchise. I feel like I kind of threw this game away with Jimmy Garoppolo. We'll see though. Maybe our defense will get a stop. They forced a 3rd and 16, so if they can keep points off the board, that would be important towards us coming back. As Josh Allen throws, and that's not going to happen. That's a touchdown to Stephon Diggs. He got that ball over the pylon just in time and just inside of it to give the Bills a 34-13 lead. That's 34 unanswered points for the Bills. They definitely came alive in the second quarter and really took over this game. And honestly, it's just disappointing for us. And then you see Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt on a read option. I don't know why I got cute and called a read option with Jimmy Garoppolo. That was a terrible decision, and he got hurt again. So we have Aiden O'Connell back in the game. Let's see what he can do to finish this one out if he plays the whole way. It's just an ankle bruise for Garoppolo, so he actually will return to the game here and try to lead this comeback that I don't know will happen. We get a nice play by Michael Mayer, though. That's a great conversion and just the second completion of the day for Jimmy Garoppolo to our team. He had more completions to the Bills than our own team at this point in the game. That's so disappointing, and we got away from the run, which really helped us in the first half. Control the game right up until about, 4 minutes left in the second quarter. So now it's all on our quarterbacks, and you can see things just fall apart. And I realize we're not going to win at this point, probably. I just want to get our running game going, though, and try to do my best to come back. I don't think we can do it just by throwing the ball with Jimmy G. I feel like we need the running game in order to get this offense to function, so that's why I'm handing it off and I'm trying to run the ball. I know it seems like I'm quitting on the game. I do realize I'm probably not going to win, but I just think that's the only way to make the offense function, so that's what we're doing. Now, we do have a big 3rd and 5 here, and we have to throw with Garoppolo, which honestly probably isn't a good thing for this team. We'll see what he can do for us, though. And look at that. It doesn't work. He throws a little bit behind Myers. Myers takes a hit and drops it, so now it's 4th down. We're looking to convert again. And this time, Michael Mayer lays out, makes a catch on a poor pass by Garoppolo on the slant, and gets the 1st down for the Raiders. I do think that Jimmy Garoppolo was the right decision in the offseason for the Raiders. I just don't think he's good at Madden. And honestly, I used him in our Bucs franchise last year. That only ended up running for a season because I got so far behind. But I hated him in that franchise, so I have a bad feeling about how this is going to go. It was one of my biggest reservations about choosing the Raiders was the fact that I had to use him again. I think he has a noodle arm in Madden, and I just don't think he's that good. But I'm excited to keep running the ball, and I think in the future I need to do a better job of committing to the run and maintaining our run game throughout the entire game, even when things start to go a little sideways, because that seems to have really hurt us and be what set us back and gave the Bills a chance to run away because of all them interceptions. But we have a 2nd and 10 now as Jimmy G's going to run an RPO and find Hunter Renfrow, and he goes in for a touchdown. Raiders get a little bit closer in this one. It's still 34-20, but you know what? That gives us a chance now. It's slim, but we have a chance. We need a stop of the Bills with 8 minutes left in this game almost. Josh Allen's forced to throw it away on 1st down. That's good. We're happy to see that. Now let's keep going and get this 3 and out. 2nd down, Bills are in the gun. Allen looking to pass. He finds his man open there. That was a pretty good pickup, 8 yards. So now it's 3rd and short. This is a difficult situation for our defense who's overmatched, and it doesn't work. That's a 1st down to Gabe Davis. Josh Allen did exactly what he needed to do and continues this drive on. And that really diminishes our chances of being able to pull off this comeback and win the game. As they go to Damian Harris, and he gets a 3-yard carry. And they're looking to pass on 2nd down, and they find Dawson Knox for the 1st down. He's down to the 41-yard line. That's a costly mistake by this Raiders Raiders defense. Now it's pretty much impossible to get a comeback unless that happens. That's an interception by Amik Robertson. What a play. The Raiders offense is going to get back on the field and have a chance to get us back in this one. Now can Jimmy G come through for us? He's looking to pass on first down. He just stands in that pocket and takes a sack. Ed Oliver's been blowing him up. That's his second sack of the day, and he's had a lot of hits on Jimmy G. As Jimmy G remains in the pocket, though, he fires it down the seam, and Devontae Adams couldn't hold on to that one. He got laid out, so now it's 3rd and 17, and we go to the screen and find Josh Jacobs. He cuts it back inside. I mean, it wasn't a great decision. He probably should have went outside, but it made it more manageable. It's 4th and 9, and they run play action. They should have never done that. That's a fumble recovered by Josh Jacobs. However, that's a turnover on downs, and pretty much is going to end this comeback opportunity for the Raiders. And it looks like we get a sack here. However, as you can see, that flag came out early and the play continued, so that was offsides by the defense. That's only going to give the Bills better field position and wipe out a sack that could have hurt them. So they go to Damian Harris on the ground, which is exactly what I do. Max Crosby steps up and makes the play like you'd expect. He's such a beast. I can't wait to get a better team around him. However, on 2nd down, that's Stephon Diggs juking people out and going for 6. Touchdown, Buffalo. Man, this Raiders defense can't cover anything out there. It's 41-20 and this game's over. Now we're just kind of going through the motions and trying to see what we might be able to get to work on offense. And hopefully we can develop a little bit of a plan for future weeks because we don't want to have an upset like this. I guess it's not an upset. It's more of a beatdown, but still, we don't want to have this happen again. I will say we need to develop a better plan of attack. I thought I was doing really well to begin this one and running the ball and just managing the game, and then all of a sudden I got a little hot with Aiden O'Connell and I just started throwing it way too much, and that's when the mistakes started to happen, and that's just something I can't do. I've got to know better than that, and I've got to manage the game better. This team cannot throw it all over the yard right now. We don't have a skilled enough quarterback. Now we do have a good receiver, and I think we have some okay secondary weapons, but I don't love our O-line, and honestly the quarterback's just way too weak, and it's not how the team's built. Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing last year, and I really should have leaned into that more. It was a mistake in my behalf. Once I quit running the ball is when things really unraveled, and then I just went into F it and chuck it mode, and that didn't work. That just made things worse, and Jimmy G had a horrible day. And like I said, I had a bad experience with him last year in Madden 23 on my Bucks franchise, so I'm not sure if this marriage is going to work. I just don't like the way he plays in Madden. But we're trying to finish it out, and we're having a pretty good drive here, so maybe we figured a few things out for the future. You just can't take big sacks like that. Anthony Barr's had a pretty darn good day against us. We really need to get back to running the ball, as once again we take another sack and fumble it. Luckily, we recover it. This drive stays alive, but it's now 3rd and 24, which is absolutely ridiculous. And we just handed off to Josh Jacobs, and look at all that space around the edge. We may not have gotten the first down there, but that was a big rushing play, and it got him over 100 yards. He's clearly our best player. We didn't get any points. The clock ran out. The final in this one was 41-20. As you can see, Josh McDaniels wasn't happy. I don't think he's going to be our coach for the long term in this. It just not sure if it's going to work. I really don't like the Jimmy G quarterback situation. He struggled, man. 1 touchdown, 3 picks, 12 of 24, 121 yards. Aiden O'Connell was so much better than him, but 4 picks in the first game doesn't shock me. I need to get better at Madden. I struggle with turnovers all the time in this game, but it's something I can improve on, and I think with more reps, I'll get better at it. On the ground, Josh Jacobs went for 106 yards. He didn't get a score, but that was a good day. Jacoby Myers caught 7 balls for 63 yards and a score. He was really good for us. I didn't target Devontae Adams enough. I need to find a way to get him more involved in the game plan, and I'm going to work on that in the future. On defense, Max Crosby was everything I thought he would be, and maybe even a little bit more with 4 TFLs and some sacks. He's a beast, man. We had 3 interceptions off Josh Allen. However, he threw 5 touchdowns and threw for 356 yards. He still had a good day. Stephon Diggs absolutely burned us with 2 touchdowns and 180 yards on 10 receptions. I mean, we couldn't do anything to stop their offense once they got rolling, and truthfully, with our defensive back situation, that doesn't surprise me at all, especially once Nate Hobbs went down. That just made us so weak in the secondary that Josh Allen he could tear us apart, man. Nobody was going to be able to stop him at that point. But that's why I chose the Raiders. We still have work to do, and trust me, we're going to put work in to get better. 4 interceptions isn't the way to begin the season. And you know what? Josh Allen came out and burned us through the air. I said we needed to stop him from passing, and we couldn't do it, so we lost 5 play rec. That's pretty rough right there, but it only affects us for 1 game, and you can see Nate Hobbs is only going to miss 4 weeks, which would never happen in real life. That would be a season-ending injury, no question about it. But next up on our schedule is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and hopefully this game doesn't go like real life where I bungle it like Josh McDaniels did, man. That was such a poor decision at the end of that game, and to try to talk like you had to get 2 scores anyway. No, man, you had to get a touchdown and get the 2-point conversion, and you could have tied that game up. up. He can be so unaware sometimes. Like I said, I'm a Bucks fan and a Patriots fan. I'm a lifelong Patriots fan, and I'm a Bucks ticket holder. That's why I root for them. So I love Josh McDaniels, but man, you can't excuse that decision making. That's why I'm trying to save him, though. This is LDJ11. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and I'll be back with more Raiders franchise soon. I'm out.
And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it.